Critical Role has revealed the final 2 tables of Campaign 4, but what are the goals of the soldiers, the seekers, and the schemers?
Reveal your secrets.
Before we dive into the latest huge reveal from Critical Role Campaign 4, why not take a second and hit those like and subscribe buttons to help us keep videos like this one coming. Even just hitting the like button really helps these videos, and we really appreciate it. And then, let's talk some Campaign 4. Critical Role has finally revealed which characters will be at the last 2 tables for Campaign 4, the Seekers and the Schemers, with Julian, Octus, Valus, and Thaisha making up the Seekers, and Azune, Hal, Murray, and Bolaire making up the Schemers. So now that we know all 3 of the tables for Campaign 4, just what will they be doing now that they are all going their separate ways? And what does it mean for the future of Campaign 4? Let's break it all down. First off, the soldiers. This one is much easier as their goals are very clear, although the inclusion of Wakander and Tyranny, as we learned from our interview with Whitney Moore last week, came as a shock to both Wakander and Tyranny themselves. This group is hunting down Casimir, a former comrade who they suspect of being the traitor that sold out their plan to save Thiazi, after he suddenly paid off his huge debts at the Thieves Guild the next day and acquired a strong house in the city of Gormalay. The deed to that house was then stolen by Sid, the brother of Teor, who was pursued by Casimir and his gang, so the soldiers are now heading to Gormalay to find and interrogate Casimir and hopefully save Teor's brother Sid before Casimir and his gang get their hands on him. Wick and Tyranny may also wind up investigating more of House Halavar's hidden agenda, as it turns out that Gormalay is where the Candescent Creed is shipping a large amount of their filament, the strange fluid created from the celestial blood that they've been harvesting from Wick's granddad. So expect things to get very dangerous once the soldiers arrive in that southern city, and start kicking down doors and breaking skulls to get some answers.
Where are they?
For the Seekers, based on what Brennan said before the campaign about the goals of each table, the most likely path for them is to try and uncover the source of the undead, and just what is going on behind this war of the dead in the underworld of Araman, and just how House Taconis appears to be able to harness them. Brennan was very clear that killing the gods could have serious repercussions when it came to the souls of the dead, who would otherwise have been guided to the realm of their god upon death, so the Seekers have to investigate just what is really happening now to the dead of Araman, with no gods to guide them to their celestial domains, and just how House Taconis may be taking advantage of that to fuel this massive war that will certainly spill over into the world of the living, as it did when Primus Taconis and his undead minions slaughtered everyone at the Davanos estate. This seems like a very fitting first step for this group, given the makeup of the characters, but we're just not sure if Julian can keep from killing Octus long enough for them to make some headway. Oh, and with Valus apparently very intrigued in the return of Octus and possibly looking to perhaps resurrect her dead god, it will be interesting to see how long this particular group can stay together given how much hatred and differing ambitions they all appear to have. The undead threat to Araman appears to be growing and growing, as we saw with the specters at House Davonis and vision of the underworld that Octus saw as well when he was dead before he semi-came back to life. So investigating what is behind that and how the Taconis house is harnessing that power seems to be the next step for the Seekers. And finally, the Schemers have a couple of threads they could follow, mainly all dealing with who is pulling the strings behind the scenes in Dol Makar, and given the makeup of this group, with Murray and Azune both knowing something is amiss in the Pentaveral, and knowing that the Taconis family is also tied up in it somehow, that seems like an excellent point for them to begin their investigations and espionage. The Sundered Houses, which are the 5 most powerful noble families in Araman at this point, pressured the former dean of the Pentaveral to resign with threats of revoking the Academy's ability to cast magic on its grounds. And these houses, the same ones responsible for the deaths of Thiazi, appear to be trying to control events at the Academy through their new dean, Cora, who seems very clearly to be in the pocket of the Sundered Houses. And with Murray's role as Bursar at the Academy and Azune's role as Arcane Marshal to help give them access, along with the magical knowledge and vague connections of Bolaire, this group really seems like they're going to try and unravel the reasons for the Sundered Houses trying to take control of the Pentaveral as one of their first missions. So there you have it, 3 full tables, each with a distinct goal, at least for now, trying to figure out how all of them fit together. Campaign 4 is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing and complex Critical Role adventures yet, and we cannot wait to see what happens as the soldiers begin their journey next week. So what do you think? Which table surprised you the most with the characters who wound up attached to it? Let us know down in the comments, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.